Video games love to steal from films. It's just a fact. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If something is working well in Hollywood, why not try and bring it to the interactive small screen? Who doesn't want to play as an offshoot version of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Hey, what can I say?
I know I do. Every damn day. That doesn't mean it's not somewhat ridiculous when games do this, though. I mean, do they think we wouldn't notice? Because we definitely notice.
I heard everything you said.
I'm Simon from What Culture. This is 10 video game characters stolen straight from Hollywood. Number 10. Vincente De Santa from Red Dead Redemption. Let's face it, Vincente De Santa is just Al Pacino's Tony Montana. It's not just the way he looks either. Everything from his voice to his desperate need for power is pure Scarface, and, if we're being honest here, both are megalomaniac sociopaths, which isn't really a term you want to be associated with. Where De Santa is concerned, his main goal is to win the war for Mexico and is willing to do whatever is necessary to achieve that. Man, do I mean whatever is necessary? And you know who else did whatever was necessary? Tony Montana. Number 9. Pablo Aoir from Hitman. I mean, this one is just staring you right in the face because the mission featuring Pablo Aoir in Hitman is called Say hello to my little friend! Which means we have another Tony Montana wannabe. Struth. But yes, Pablo is a Colombian cocaine dealer with a scar over his eye that wields an M60, much like Tony is a Cuban cocaine dealer with a scar over his eye that wields an M16.
I'm thinking maybe I'd like to try me some of that cocaine.
There's not much more to say about that, aside from the fact games have got to stop ripping off Tony Montana. He's not that good.
F***ing cockroach.
But he is pretty good. Number 8. Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. I'm not here to use the term rip-off, but you can kinda argue that Hideo Kojima, creator of the Metal Gear series, did just rip Solid Snake off from Escape from New York. Look at the name for one. He's called Snake Plissken in the movie, and in the game he's called Snake, and his codename in Metal Gear Solid 2 is Plissken. That's just slapping us all in the face. Kojima has never come out and admitted that, although he has been more than willing to say that the face was based on Christopher Walken's, which is weird because he looks more like Kurt Russell, who played Snake in the film. You really need to take a leap of faith with this one, or just see the truth, which is smacking you right in the face. Number 7. Kratos in God of War.
Gods of War!
Before we proceed, never forget that Kratos is the greatest character in all of games, mostly because his sole motivation is, I'm well angry and I'm gonna beat the shit out of everyone. You go, Kratos. According to creator David Jaffe though, him and his team did base the look off of Edward Norton in American History X. Taken aback by that curb stomping scene, Jaffe wanted to try and capture that sense of power and aggression and paste it into the world of Greek mythology. And he did just that, because God of War is great. So good work, David. You did us all proud. Number 6. Bill and Lance from Contra. You don't even need me to explain this one to you. Just look at them. Look at them. Who do you think the two people on the front of the Contra box are meant to be? It ain't Bert and Ernie, that's for sure. It is, though, your man Arnie and Sylvester Stallone, taken straight from Commando and Rambo respectively. They're even standing in the same poses as the two action movie superstars. Thankfully, they don't look as good as their real-life counterparts, although it is always fascinating to notice that there is also what seems to be a xenomorph from Alien just chilling out in the background too. For shame, Konami. Number 5. Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Raiden is one badass motherfucker. He controls the weather, he's got a cool hat, his robes are really nice, but he is about as original as bread. And while that makes no sense, we all know bread is not original. Basically a parody of Lightning from the movie Big Trouble in Little China, the comparisons are almost endless. For example, Lightning wears a wide-brimmed straw hat, fires lightning from his fists, as he would given his name, and can fly around using some super-duper energy source. That is literally just Raiden. But Raiden is in Mortal Kombat, so Raiden wins. Number 4. Raven from Tekken. In 2016, you don't want to try and resemble Wesley Snipes. He's not really having too good a time of it at the moment. But back in 2004, sure, go nuts. The Blade Star was running high. That's seemingly what Namco did when they introduced Raven to the Tekken series, an African-American ninja dude who has a cross-shaped star on his face. So Blade, he's Blade, and he's probably a vampire that can walk around during the day. Probably. No one has ever complained though, so I guess we'll just go with it. Why not? Number 3, Niko Bellic from GTA 4. Rockstar don't shy away from their inspirations. In fact, they often wear them on their sleeve and shout about them from the rooftops. That's why we can almost be certain that Niko Bellic from GTA 4 is based on Serbian hitman Sasha from the movie Behind Enemy Lines. Aside from the fact they both look the same and have a tendency to wear tracksuits, Rockstar wanted Vladimir Mashkov, the actor from the film, to voice Niko. It didn't end up happening, but it was on their "this would be a good idea" list.
I just had an idea.
And it certainly wasn't a bad idea all round either. Niko Bellic has an incredible amount of depth and is one of the most well-rounded characters ever. Number 2, Ken Rosenberg from GTA Vice City. Ken Rosenberg from GTA Vice City is obviously based on David Kleinfeld from 80s crime flick Carlito's Way. They're both Jewish, both lawyers, and both very fond of cocaine.
Cocaine?
The difference is coming in how they treat other people. Whereas the movie version is ready to betray and kill whoever to save his own ass, in-game, he's a good guy, pretty much, who serves as a decent ally to you throughout your experience. That's really cool in a way too, because Rockstar took a well-known role from cinema and made it their own. Who else does that? Number 1, Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. We finished with yet another Mortal Kombat entry because Mortal Kombat just loves borrowing things from cool martial arts movies. Although with this one they may have made it a little too obvious, as Liu Kang is just Bruce Lee. Like, he's just him, name aside. But as a master of kung fu with dark hair and a ripped torso, Kang is the spitting image of Lee and even makes the occasional karate noise we associate so much with the legend. Does it take anything away from the game though? Absolutely not. And if you ever wanted to see Bruce Lee kill a man, Mortal Kombat will make that dream come true. Which is lovely. Know of any other characters that were stolen from Hollywood? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can even come tell me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and I'll speak to you again soon.